This is lesson 5.5. We're still working with different kinds of trigonometry formulas. There's just all different kinds of connections between all of these trig functions that help you to solve equations. You can see I have made, we're going to be talking about the double angle formula today. I made myself a little sheet here so I don't have to flip around in my book. So I've got the double angle formulas, and then I also put on here the sum and difference formulas. Now my paper, I wrote very large, and my paper filled up pretty quickly, so if you run out of space if you're writing it and you need to use 2 pages for your cheat sheet, that's okay. If you like it larger like this, but this will be helpful. So today we're going to be looking at to start off, the double angle formulas. So that's when you have something here, you don't just have sine x, you have like sine 2x. So whatever your angle is, it's doubled. So here too, cosine 2, they're using u here, 2u, tangent 2u. These are the double angle formulas. Now cosine actually has a couple of extras as well. So you've got this one, and then cosine 2u also equals this and this. So this has a couple different things you could plug in if you were using the cosine of a doubled angle. So we're going to try to solve an equation using these formulas. We're just practicing all these different kinds of formulas. So this is going to be example. This is example 1 in your book. We're on page 381 if you want to follow along. So in example 1, we're going to solve 2 cosine x plus, oh, I lost my spot, sine 2x. So notice the difference here. This is 2 cosine x. This isn't a double angle. This is just 2 times the cosine of x. This is the double angle. So it's when this part right here is doubled. So, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish. Equals 0. There we go. So, in order to deal with this right here, we're going to use one of our formulas to break this down into pieces that we can manage and that we know what to do with. So, on my sheet, sine 2u, this one's the easiest to remember. The sine of 2u equals 2 times the sine of u and the cosine of u. So we're going to rewrite that. So we have 2 cosine x plus, instead of this, we're going to write 2 sine x cosine x equals 0. Now remember, when solving these equations, we get them equal to 0, and then we try to factor things out, right? We try factoring. Even when I got to this point in this problem, when I first did it, I was like, oh crud, what do I do next? So remember, just start, once you get it equal to 0, you can try factoring some things out. So there is a 2 cosine x in this and a 2 cosine x factor in this. So we're going to take both of those out, put it out here, factor that out. That's the greatest common factor. Here we're left with 1, and here we're just left with sine x equals 0. Now we take each of these parts and make them equal to 0. So 2 cosine x equals 0, and 1 plus sine x equals 0. And when we divide by 2, we get cosine x equals 0. And then we subtract 1, we get sine x equals -1. Now you can, if you want to, you can use your chart, you can use your unit circle, you can use your brain, but find where does the cosine of x equal 0. Well, it equals 0 at pi over 2. And some of you guys were forgetting this on your homework assignments. There is a second one where don't just go halfway around the circle. So it's 0 here and here. So it's also 3 pi over 2. And then over here, the sine is -1. Right here. Sine is y, so the only time it's -1, y is -1 is right here. So actually we already have that solution over here. Now if we were going to do the general solutions, if this did not give us a range between 0 and 2 pi, then we would have to write these as general solutions. So x equals pi over 2 plus 2n pi, because however many rotations, if you keep going around and landing on that same spot, right? And then 3 pi over 2 plus 2n pi. Okay, now your problem that you're going to try, I will also probably have these on a Google Doc attached, or I'll just write them on a piece of paper and take a picture. So your problem that you're going to try is